I'd like to share with you an unlikely story. One that begins right here at Oregon State University, but plays out a great distance from the brick buildings, lecture halls, and sports arenas. It's a journey in which a collective group of gifted individuals choose to harness their energy and passion for sport and apply it to an arena far outside their comfort zone. On March 17, 2011, outside legendary Gill Coliseum, 14 Oregon State student athletes begin their spring break, waiting for a bus to the Portland International Airport. But this spring is unlike any other. These students have chosen to travel to Guatemala to provide a struggling family with a new home. What these students couldn't know is what building that small home would do for them.
I don't know the extent of what we're going to have to demolish, what is there now. I don't know if we're going to get rid of their existing home, but I know that we're going to be building this thing from the ground up. House is probably going to be about half the size of this room, maybe a little bit smaller, and we're going to dig it from the ground up. So we're going to dig the foundation like 3 feet deep. We're digging it all ourselves. We're going to mix the concrete. All the materials are going to be delivered there when we get there. The bags of concrete, the concrete masonry unit blocks, all that stuff. So that first morning, we're going to get really, after we do some planning and sit down with Jaime for a little while and look around Alentenango, we're really going to get into it. So probably around noon or so, we're just gonna start building.
I'm probably going to be a little nervous and shocked because it's going to be new. I've been to Mexico, but Guatemala is obviously very different. Never done anything like this before. I'm building a house, and I can't even get over it. It's just going to be out of this world.
I think, when students, or not just athletes, but just students see this, I feel like they'll have. I think it'll give it more sense of pride, and the student athletes not just here just for sports. Like we care about people and we like to help people out. I'm really excited. It's going to be, I keep saying it, but it's going to be a life-changing experience, and I'm ready for it.
We just cleared really the first hurdle that was in our way, getting 6 bags, 4 of them being oversized, getting them checked in.
I speak no Spanish, so that'll kind of be a big thing for me. I know, sí, no, el baño, the typical things, but as far as picking up on the other words, hopefully I'll get a little something here and there. I took a wood shop class and we built little frame houses, but it was nothing like this, so I'd say my knowledge is pretty minimal. People, if you have sunblock, donations are going to be accepted. My house, 325 Valley Football Center.
I don't know anything about building houses, so I'm just kind of ready to be told what to do, and I'm just ready to put a lot of hard work in, and I know it's going to be hard, but I know it's going to be fun and exhilarating with the group that we're going with, so I'm just ready to work hard and make it happen for this family.
My Spanish level is, I don't know, no bueno, whatever you want to call it. But I know a few little things, but I'm like I said, it's going to be a huge language barrier for me. Like, I don't think any of these people even seen anything remotely close to this, besides maybe camping, bro.
I think just really getting myself mentally prepared to just not care about, how I look or, having all the things that I think are necessities right now, and just kind of living basic. And I'm a really planned person, so mostly just getting into the mindset of being really spontaneous and just go with the flow. It doesn't matter,
To be honest, it's kind of scary going. I've never been overseas, never been overseas before, so the flight and everything, it kind of scares me. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be excited for one, just to be somewhere different, somewhere I never thought I would go in my life,
I mean, I've seen a lot of things growing up. I've seen, I grew up in, relatively, violence, and gangs and stuff like that. But that's really what I want to get out of it. Just the whole experience seeing what, some people, live like.
And so these students are going to have a spring break. It's going to be very different. I don't doubt that they're going to have as much fun or more fun. I know they're going to become closer because of it. I don't think they know what they're in for, put it that way.
Man, it's about 4:30, 4:45. I plan to sleep definitely through this first flight because we go from Portland, PDX to Houston, and then on down to Guatemala.
Please proceed to zone mark E3 for an on-time departure.
So we're at Houston International Airport, waiting for our connecting flight to go to Guatemala City. Left Portland, Oregon at 6 in the morning. Smooth flight thus far. Waiting for about 7 hours here, long layover, and then hopefully we'll get into Guatemala City sometime around 9 tonight, I believe. And we'll be meeting up with our homestay family.
I know for me personally, I'm really excited to see my homestay family and to be living with the football players who I really haven't had any contact with. I'm excited to see how they deal with the situation too. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Long before my change.
I think I'm gonna be probably a little bit nervous and I don't know.
And stretch myself day to day.
I'm excited to see, I love kids, so I'm excited to meet all the kids and meet the family that we're going to be doing this for.
Some of us are pretty fatigued. Been a few late nights getting this thing put together, but it's good to finally be moving in the direction of our goal. And here in a few hours, that goal is going to be reached, Guatemala City. So, we're rolling.
Thank you for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We've invited first class, now we're inviting executive platinum, emerald, sapphire, and ruby. If those words are written on your boarding card.
How is that different than me? 'Cause we both breathe and we come from the dirt, and that's where we will return when both of our seasons fade. We're entitled to change.
Now here you are. So I would like to thank Taylor and as well you guys to sign this trip. And we are going to do our best to make of this trip a good experience to you guys. And I hope that you enjoy it a lot and you like it a lot. So welcome to Guatemala. Bienvenidos. Guys, I have some information for you. It's some general information about Guatemala, and here is an itinerary, a day-by-day itinerary that we're going to be using and that we're going to be discussing every day. And here is information as well about your homestay.
Did everybody hear that?
Thank you.
It's just information about the trip. Your itinerary is in there, and information about your homestay. So, does anybody have any questions?
I have a question. In the mornings, is this bus going to pick all of us up?
There's a Central Plaza, as they call it, in Alentenango, and every morning we'll meet there, and then we'll walk up to the construction site. And the plan for tomorrow morning is we're going to have a little orientation. We're going to go see the house that we're going to be rebuilding, and then around probably 10 or 10:30, we're just going to start banging it out. Start digging.
I'm not really sure what to take of all of it because I haven't seen it in the daylight yet. It seems different, without a doubt, but different's good.
We're really excited. So far, the city looks amazing. I never thought it would have what it has. The It's more developed than Corvallis, unfortunately.
No voy a la usar la baño todos las días, I think. And that means I'm not gonna shower in the or use the bathroom the entire trip.
Well, the clock says it's time to roll, yeah. For all you people, for sure. And maybe some should consider a place that's open till 4. Lights go down and you're ready for the open road. Maybe there's a chance for sure. Never really knowing if you'll be on the other side when it's time to come home. Realize that I'm gonna be the one who
Right here, so.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Bye, girls. Ready, guys?
Adios.
See you tomorrow morning, guys.
It's so pretty. Gracias.
Gracias, doña Magalia. Creo que no me hace favor de llevarlas mañana al parque.
Ah, muy bien.
Ellas tienen que estar a las 8 allá, entonces solo para que las acompañe mientras se acostumbran.
Ah, sí, no hay problema.
Y el desayuno como a las 7.
Sí, va.
Our homestay mom was the sweetest thing in the entire world. She made us feel at home, and I couldn't really have asked for anything more than that.
Sí, nadie tiene restricciones. No, nadie tiene restricciones, o sea que estamos bien.
Ojalá que todo sea
Okay.
bien.
Have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow morning. Okay.
Bye bye. Bye,
Bye.
Mario. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, doña Magalia.
First of all, I've never done a homestay stay, so I just didn't know what to expect. I'm not gonna lie, I brought my own pillow sheet.
Is the party house right here, Sean? We just noticed that the moon is actually right above us, and you never see that like back home. Or that I've noticed. Oh, so why are we staying so close to these volcanoes if you know what I mean? Didn't you say one of them were active?
Yeah.
So why are we staying like right here?
Man, there's
like
we live in a world of risk. It's just
Yeah.
it's a calculated risk.
Ready, guys?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ready? About to go in? Let's go.
We're now home.
You're home for the next week.
Home for a week.
As soon as we got there, the dad, he was all jokes, and he actually when we got there, we introducing our names and stuff like that, and he couldn't get Everson Bernard's name, so he's like Everson, and he couldn't get it, so he started, he called him Mike Tyson,
It was really crazy just to know that I was with a family that didn't speak any English at all. But I tried to speak something, and I was doing a lot of pointing and all that.
When I walked in the front door, me and Lance were looking around. We like, what did we get ourselves into,
We were just kind of grasping onto each other as much as we could in terms of, man, tomorrow it's about to get started and we have no idea what's going to happen.
All right now we're at breakfast right now. This is a pretty traditional meal right here. It's eggs with beans. It's pretty good. Also makes this meal great is the coffee. The coffee's awesome. Oh,
yes.
Mucho gusto.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Mucho gusto. It's not like nice to meet you.
No, it's I like very much.
Oh.
¿Cómo está tu estómago?
Bien.
San Juan Alotenango is a small Central American town of 27,000. It's nestled between 3 looming volcanoes 50 miles inland off the southern coast of Guatemala. Like much of the country, many people struggle on a day-to-day basis. With 65% of the local people living on less than $4 a day, it has become very difficult for many of these families to provide even the most basic of necessities for themselves. On average, only 1 in 5 children are able to attend school because tuition for the rest cannot be afforded, or they must work in order to help their families. Enter Beavers Without Borders, with the goal of creating a change for at least one of these struggling families. These young student athletes had very little experience in any type of construction, but as in sport, when a challenge is put before a great competitor, you will likely find that not much time or energy gets wasted in moving towards the finish line.
Most of the houses that we have in Alotenango, like 80%, the houses are like this. So this is not a these are not good conditions to live in. So
y únicamente no es solamente la casa, sino que también estas familias no tienen alimentos, no tienen ropa, no tienen mesas, no tienen sillas. Estamos en unos tiempos donde el mundo ha cambiado un montón, pero para ellos nosotros somos el cambio. Ellos tienen sueños que ustedes con nosotros estamos tratando de hacer realidad y de llevar para Alotenango y para Guatemala en sí, profesionales que salgan de estas casas, de estas familias, que cambien realmente la vida.
So they don't have food, they don't have clothes, they don't have a table to eat sometimes, and for them, we are the change, but they still live in the same conditions. So with you guys and with us, we are trying and we want to be the change that they need. So you can get an idea on the conditions that they live. You don't need to speak too much to see how they live. These families need a lot of help. You will see that most of the families live in one room. You can have 5 to 10 people living in one of these small rooms. Sometimes they have the kitchen inside, which is not a kitchen, just pieces of wood and rocks with iron on the top, and they have the toilet right there. These are the conditions that most of the families live here in Alotenango, and I will say not only in Alotenango, I will say in a lot of places in Guatemala. Yeah, sure, definitely. Feel free.
That's when I feel like that's when it like became reality. It became, you know, like I said, like real.
Just people standing right there, feet away from you, just looking at you for help.
You saw that it wasn't just, we weren't just down here, you know, on some vacation.
Y Jaime, tal vez explicar que los niños no están ahorita acá porque están trabajando en el campo.
It opened up their eyes and really showed them what poverty really is. And you know, we think poverty in the States is like, you know, ghetto, and they have, you know, in the buildings and they have bathrooms and running water. These people are living a whole different type of ghetto. And I don't think anybody understood what kind of poverty level that they were going to encounter that morning.
They said we were going to see stuff like this, but it didn't hit me until I actually seen it, how bad the conditions is, and just to see, you know, the things they got to go through. Seeing the grandma got sick right now, and they don't got money to afford, you know, medical bills. Just to see, you know, the things they go through. Like he said, it doesn't make me, it makes, you know, make me feel bad, but at the same time, it humbles me and lets me know that, you know, I've been spoiled, you know, my whole life.
It's just weird to see these conditions and how small, they said 5, 6, up to 10 people can live in something like this, and this is the equivalent of, we complain about dorm rooms being too small with like one roommate.
You want to come see this?
So, I mean, when you see this, it's just, I mean, I knew we were going to get a different perspective on things, but this just blows you away. Blows you away.
With this unsettling perspective of life in Alotonongo, they remained a short walk down the unpaved road to the worksite, where they will meet the 9 members of the Munoz family. Over the next 6 days, the team will get down to the gritty action of building them a home from the ground up.
This is Munoz family. The father is not here right now, he's working. On weekends is when he has more work. But here are the kids and the mother. You will know the names soon, one by one. But here we are, so let's start.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Go Beavs. It started with the generic, hey, here's the family, just introducing ourselves and, the intro to how we're going to start this thing. People were ready to jump on it right away.
That first day was something that I'll never forget, just to see how, 14 to 17 people could just put their mind on one thing and knock out how much work as we did.
We need, how many shovels do we have? You start digging.
Some man live his life for profits alone. That very same man, he lives his life all alone. On any road to life, yes, it goes up and down. Doesn't really matter as long as the music goes on. But Mr. Calling out,
Para poner la ducha y el baño. ¿Ya?
Ya, 2 minutes.
Mr. Calling, man, don't you hear me? Trouble call. But Mr. Calling,
We got just a few more. This is pretty close. Almost. Yep. Poco. Yep. See?
All right, right now we're bringing in the bricks for the house. We're stacking them in the corner right now. We digging ditches for the foundation still. That's all we're doing right now.
This the hard work right here. We gotta have the trenches all dug out before we eat. And I'm starving.
On the roughest path, the rocky road. But Mr. Calling, man, it didn't come to this.
You got it.
There you go. You best not be come around here unless you've got me sincere. You best not be come around here unless you've got me sincere.
Sunburn alert. I think we're on the sunburn was a terror level. I think we'd be on green right now. Hasn't elevated much, so we got just the sunblock still on. No reapplication necessary as of yet, but we're keeping a close eye on the situation.
Adiós. Hasta mañana.
It hasn't always been a common sight to see a team like the Beavers Without Borders walking the streets in the town square of Alotonongo. But in spite of that, it wasn't long into the first evening out that everyone began to witness a strong sense of community and culture while getting to know the local Guatemalan people.
just gonna chip in 20 Q each. Get like 6 pizzas, 6 big pizzas. I just want to say everybody did a really good job today. I was really impressed. Our progress, yeah, I mean, it was really good, and I really appreciate everybody pitching in. I think it's awesome, and you guys can probably feel it too, that we want to get this house done, you know? So the plan for tomorrow is same time. We'll go 8 o'clock in the plaza. You guys ready? So plan for today is priority number 1 is we need to make another rebar cage, similar exactly like that one. And then after we finish that, we're gonna start doing the concrete. We'll get the whole mix design, like what materials to put in, how much water and everything. We'll get that started and prep you on that, and then we can just roll with it. Big point of emphasis today is we were working real fast yesterday. That was really good. Let's just everybody make sure you're drinking water all day. You have enough sunscreen on, and to be safe, think what we're doing, and we want to produce a quality product and do it safely, okay?
Not only did we want to just get it done, we wanted to do it well, and I think that's the big difference. Being a group of athletes, I think we're all kind of perfectionists, and we just want to do the very best we can and leave a mark.
Everyone on this trip was a great leader. And I think everybody realized that, yes, I want to do my part and I want to do a big part of it, but we can't do this without each other.
Yes, very good.
So what we're having to do is we're having to take these pieces of rebar, bend them up. It's a pretty tedious task. Have to cut a lot of wire.
Hey, we're making the rebar. Found a good sit-down job in the shade. Got the little guys helping us out. Everybody's into this job. It's fun. Everybody's working. Oh, gracias. Muy bien. Doing what they can. That's the key. Do what you can. Hi, cutie.
Me llamo Brian. ¿Y tú? Alexi.
Muy fuerte.
The sunburn terror level has been elevated to yellow. Things are getting hot, real hot. I'm gonna have to reapply here before lunch. My biggest battle on the work site, biggest enemy known to man. The SPF 50 is just doing its thing. Hopefully I don't run out, because God knows that'd be a terrible thing. This is a weapon of mass destruction for skin. The defeater of SPF 50. You know, the oven in the sky. The great burner. But so far the skin's holding up. Still real muy blanco. Really white, so gotta try and not turn red. Going down to the water. Who's coming with us? Mi compadre. All right.
One of the more interesting experiences was we had to get the water up to the house so we could mix the cement and concrete. So obviously there's no running tap water nearby. So we had to go down to the to the schoolhouse to get that. So we took these giant blue jugs, walked it all the way down, started bailing water into these jugs, and we had a truck come meet us.
Where my head? Stop.
Okay, so right now we need to fill this, and then we are going to take it to the construction site. Because there is no water right now. Sometimes they don't have water. So they need to come all the way down, and they go with the buckets of water. So they need to walk. So right now we're getting water for mix the cement.
Yes.
So some days they just don't have water.
2-3 days.
Jeez.
It's bad, no?
I couldn't imagine.
Kids don't drink water 2-3 days or what? Yeah, they walk every day. They bring water to drink, they drink water to wash their hands, they drink water to take a quick shower.
So many motorcycles out here.
No rules.
I'm gonna pull James Bond and jump into one of those. There you go. Oh yeah, let's go. We're holding on. All right, let's go.
Ah! Ah!
They're gonna do the most of the work.
Yeah!
I think we're gonna make it. Nice. Wow, hill.
Was the car?
Yeah, the car was like it was.
Okay, then what we're gonna do here, guys, is we're gonna spread it out just a little bit and make a kind of a crater in the middle, okay?
So we'll do that. We'll do this one if you guys want to get the bag. Yeah, bring a bag over.
Full? More full? Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's get another wheelbarrow going, Lance. So that's one. You guys keep track of your count.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Throw it this way.
So do you only want 3 of these full? That's nothing. We just did 9 and 3. Right there. Can you hold this?
We've got a major step going on this morning. We have got concrete coming in. And anytime that you got concrete coming in, that means the energy level needs to pick up because concrete will not wait for you to dry. Okay, so when it's like this, guys, what I always do to mix it, you go like that, pull it back so you see all the water can get in like that, and then come at it from the other angle, and you'll see the dry stuff kind of exposes itself. Lift it up, and then you just turn it back over and keep doing the same thing. So we have all our forces mobilized right now. We got people bringing up water. We got people mixing concrete, carrying bags of cement, all that kind of stuff right now. It's pretty big time that we keep going here, get all the concrete mixed, get the footing in place, and continue to do a great job as a team. Everybody pitching in and doing their part. Excited to be here and trying to make this house a reality.
The Munoz family, seeing their kids, you know, how kind they were and, you know, how loving they were. They'd come up, give you hugs, give you high fives, just be all smiles. You break out a camera, they want to take 1,000,000 pictures of you.
You can just tell how bad they wanted us to get it done and how appreciated they were for us to be there.
Just seeing how big their hearts were made you want to, you know, make this house something really special for them that'll help them.
We've been working pretty hard out here. Even though it's only day 2, we put in some hard work. So I really just want to see the house up, you know, see the family happy. They're happy, like right now. They're a good family. They're out there helping us. But I really want to see it up and going, see their smiles, you know, see them enjoying it.
¿Cuántos años llevan con su familia y desde hace cuánto tiempo viven aquí?
Ajá. Mi nombre es...
His name is Luis Candelario Muñoz Cojolón, and he has been living here for the last 7 years. He says as well that he's very happy that the group is building a house for them because they haven't had the chance to save enough money and build a house because it's very hard to work just one person and bring money, enough money to buy food and at the same time save to build a house.
Bueno, para mí es...
He says that this is a gift from God. He's very thankful that he could have the chance to be one of the persons like awarded with this house, and that it means a lot for them because he knows that while he's not here at home with them, they're going to be living in better conditions.
Go Beavers.
Sunburn update. Day 2 on the job site. The wounds from yesterday are still lingering, but as far as new wounds, got a nice cloud cover helping us out. Very thankful for that. I think God's showing a little bit of pity on us for our lack of prior sunscreen application. So we're doing good today, trying to just prevent any new damage from happening, but looking optimistic today that no new sunburns will occur.
Medir aquí. 15, aquí. Venga, 15, mira. 15, aquí.
Eye protection.
Okay.
City girl.
Vuelta.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, all right.
Made up a smile. Está bien.
She was loud.
Muy débil el block.
Somehow, all at once,
Watch the lens.
I could not get.
Ahí está. Aquí tengan el machete.
Base at the bottom, right?
There's so much energy, so much passion, so much love for what we're doing here, and everyone's so willing to not just build this house, but to build this team, and to be able to capture that is it's been unbelievable.
She's impetuous. Then there's me, maybe twice as much. We're both too hell-bent to bend. And so there's not room in this town for the both of us. I think one of us should get up and go. And I drove by your house.
I'm just going. You see my hands dirty, shirt, you know, this is a pro club too.
So we're starting to see the foundation go up and everything's starting to come together. It's actually, we see how the house is gonna look a little bit. So I think it's exciting and it's keeping us all going.
Check my boy out. Check him out. You know, Lokes on, hat to the back. Lokes on, hat to the back. That's how I feel right now. You feel me?
So I know now not to make plans. Don't fall in love with the breeze.
I'm down here in the trench right now. I just laid this brick of concrete and some mortar all in between it. Something I've never done before. It's a kind of an interesting process to kind of learn how to build the foundation of a house. We're gonna keep going up from here, so it's gonna be a long process.
Look, the family in there chilling. I'm not sure. I got a little man. My little man running around here somewhere. Look, the glasses. Check him out. All the way. Right behind you. Glasses, Lokes on. We chilling. You know, we out here having fun. Putting it up, and it's coming up, you know, so I'm happy.
Morale is high. The sun went down for a little while, so we got a little rest from that. And we are going to continue to move forward and get this thing done. All sports across the board, it's just a common attitude and a common demeanor that is the common denominator here. And that factor makes people want to pitch in, want to finish the job. It's probably a key word right there, is we've started this house now. You know that everybody on this site is going to finish it, you know.
There is no more comforting sight than a rain cloud blotting out the sun when you're sunburned. You know, we were out there really hot working, see these clouds start to roll in. You know, I'm getting a little excited. I see them. They get a little closer. The excitement grows. And then finally, I felt a raindrop, and I absolutely lost it. Dropped to my knees, thank God, kissed the ground, started kissing babies. I just freaked out.
Yes! It's here! The rain is here! Thank you, God! My skin is saved! Woo!
love it.
I was so happy at that moment just to know that there's something cool from the sky touching my skin, not harsh UV rays trying to destroy me.
Beavers Without Borders, Guatemala. We're doing work, getting the house done, day 2. We in here.
So in the middle of this little town of Alantenango, there's this wide open courtyard, and it's all cobblestone. It's really beautiful. There's this church, but then also there's a soccer court.
It felt like the whole town and city stopped for this one event.
This equivalent to the Super Bowl.
We were sitting down on a little ledge watching, and then next thing you know, I believe it's either Jordan or Lance. One of them came over and was like, "Hey man, they want to play us." And at first we were a little skeptical about it. We were like, "Oh no, that's all right." Then we jumped, and afterwards we were like, "Nah man, we're gonna do this."
So I take the goal and I stand up there and my head's above the top of the frame. They loved it. They were eating it up. I don't think they've ever seen a person that tall.
Why would you judge another on the basis of his skin color? Why you killing off the seed despite the mother while attack your brother? For the choice of a lover, why do you condemn? How you see your neighbor as the other? Why attack your sister? You see she moving forward, she moving towards a better life he can't afford, not without a chance. To really self-enhance, labeled in advance. And if we ever take a stance, look at how you treat us. You go to any length to try to beat us, when you should open up your arms to receive us, cause you need us. Your insecurities, you rather feed them. Our destiny is there and I can't wait to meet them. World without walls, show yourself. I say this world without walls, please come and show yourself. We can see it if we try this with each other's help. No man can do it alone, must get to know yourself. Don't equate a man's power solely based on his wealth. Some pain and some sorrow, yes we all have felt. From disappointment on our knees, I know we all have knelt. Let's rise to our feet, let's make a contribution. Let's stop making more problems and figure out solutions. Let's do away with this hate at once and let's create a world that's built upon love, not gender.
My shoe, blood.
All these isms causing division.
Might have had it easy to be home.
You ain't gotta be in jail to be without walls, show yourself.
Hey, I was trying to help. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. It was Johnny.
So hard to believe.
Achieving what we ask was proven fatal to us in the past. These imaginary walls that have been erected in between us standing skyscraper tall. Listen, y'all, they don't belong in a land where it is free. Watch them crumble to the invention.
In sports, you many times got to look past the differences to accomplish, that one goal, and I think that's what happened.
That soccer game definitely broke down the barrier for them, and then I feel like for us too, it made us feel a little more comfortable walking around there and just being around there.
We were kind of like one after that. I think the next day we'll leave the house and see some guys we were playing with, like, "Oh, what's up?" They'll be like, "What's up?" Try to talk English and everything. They really accepted us after that.
It was so cool to see every single one of our guys just want to do so well. Lance, was wearing flip-flops.
I definitely feel like I become a better player, a better soccer player. I had, some of the raw athletic ability, the feet work is there.
I can honestly say that no one on our team knew what they were doing or had any skill whatsoever.
The solar panel was one of the last steps of the project. It was also probably the most technical. So Kyle and I had decided to stay back on that day and put together the system before we actually took it up to the job site. That proved to be a little bit of a challenge, as neither of us were electrical engineers or had ever put together a solar panel system before. But I think together we looked at some diagrams, did some trial and error, and eventually got it figured out so it was ready to be taken up and installed on the house. I think we have 2 people on each wall. So 2 people right there, 2 people right there, 2 right there, and then 2 working that way, and you just work to each other.
How many days till next year? I'm counting down. I took a walk beneath the sky. This hopeless, hopeless time. These daydreams are whispering next to me, and I'm a daydreamer. These lonely days that end with the nights and night that begin the day come washing me away, away. I wanna be shot into the blue like a cannonball.
Picture with these.
I wanna hit every cloud on my way down. I wanna be blue, closer to the moon. And you leave this memory for me, 'cause it's mine, mine alone.
Out the middle. Level it out.
These scattered words you once promised me, they crumble like stone. But there's no contrast to where these clouds.
This is the half. We need 6 more of these.
Okay.
But baby, I'll grab my things, I'm leaving town. You can't remember me, but I'm forgetting. Cannonball. I wanna hit every cloud on my way down. I wanna be blue, closer to the moon. And you, I'm so close, but I'm so far away.
One of the biggest parts of this experience was interacting with the culture down in Guatemala. And one of the biggest ways we did that was the night we did a little salsa dancing.
It was funny actually, because just to see some of the people that, you know, I think outside of that experience, I would never see them probably dance like that. So just to see people, like some of the guys, you know, just move their hips, you know, in a seductive way, I guess you could say. It was pretty funny.
Always, when you start to turn around, you go like this. So, sorry, your left is in the front, right? But there are some basic rules that not many people follow. Learn the steps and the control with the left hand. Now we're going to learn the control, how to turn the girl, right?
he over there yapping. He think he the best dancer out there. So I was like, man, I didn't have a girl to dance with, you know. I looked over, I see Shad over here sitting on the side. I was like, man. Man, don't tell nobody that though.
You know, if we were famous, they'd probably put us on Dancing with the Stars after seeing something like that.
So when we walked down the hill to the school on the last day, we went down there and we were kind of taken back by what the kids of the school and the local community had put together for us. It was something we weren't expecting, but I think it touched all of us in a very sincere way.
Rodillas flexionadas, a chiquicha, 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 cha, cha, a chiquicha, 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 cha, cha. Periquito, periquito, se parece a su mamá, por arriba, por abajo, por delante y por detrás. Pulgares afuera, corta centro.
Now the mother from the family is going to say thank you to you.
Pues yo venía aquí a darles gracias a todos y a ustedes. No sé cómo agradecerles, pero donde quiera que vean, que Dios los bendiga. Y le doy gracias por estar allá con nosotros. Solamente ya no puedo nada que decirle gracias.
Well, she says first of all, good morning to all of you guys, especially to you and Profe Julio. She's very happy. She don't have many words, but she just wants to say thanks to you guys. She says as well that no matter where you go, she prayed to God that He is going to be always with you, and that you always keep the same hard work that you show in this house, and that you never give up. So we have Rashad Reynolds, please. Evenson Bernard. Okay guys, we are done. They say thank you to you again. So we can go back to the house and finish it. Okay?
Really great job so far, guys. I mean, I think our hard work is like right there. We finished today, and we're all gonna feel good about it. So let's finish this thing.
The biggest thing when it came to the stove for me was to see their old stove first. It wasn't even a stove. It was literally an open flame on the floor of their little hut. The stove is something that we would take for granted, but it was safer, more energy efficient. Their house now is not filled with smoke because of an open flame. It's actually funneled out. That was one of my favorite projects to be part of on the trip.
All right, so we're right here. We have to make another mix of concrete to fill the holes in the bricks. So this is a 3-to-1 ratio, so we're just shoveling some rocky dirt right now. It's tiring, but it's good, it's paying off. We have we made so many piles, I don't even know how many. So we're filling the wheelbarrow right now, and we're gonna start mixing soon.
I think one of them took a break, so I went over, let me go over there and mix, to take a little break so I can just go mix, I went over there, started mixing, my back started hurting, my legs, my forearms, so the girls are probably doing the bulk of the work, to tell you the truth.
One of the hardest jobs down there, I felt like, was mixing the concrete, and they did that, all day almost, and we never really ran out of it. It was always there when we needed it, and I don't think I could have did that all day.
It was something we came to enjoy. We had it was hot and cold. We had really long breaks, and then like an hour of stressful mixing, and people are like, "Where's the concrete? Where's the mortar?" Like yelling at us. We're like, "We're trying," but it was fun. It was awesome. It was hard work. I broke a sweat every single time.
As a whole, they really, kept it moving, because without the concrete, we can't do anything.
Shoot, I just remember we all looking at the pole, cement, like straight up cement, and we're all looking like, are we really gonna get this thing back up?
If you mess up with one thing, that could possibly crush somebody. If it fell the wrong way, could have crushed the house. It was definitely a lot to think about before we even lifted anything.
Hold that bitch, hold that bitch, hold that bitch. Hold on, hey. Hold the other side, though. Go. We good. Hey, hold it right there.
Man, we holding this 3-ton piece of brick here. You feel me? We had a lot of difficulties, but eventually, with their heads and our heads, we got it worked out, and it's not leaning against the house or anything. So, trying to put this back together. We cement, fill the hole, hold it a little bit. And once it dry, we'll be all right. And that's basically it.
You could have called the evening of March 23, 2011, the fourth quarter. Only 5 short days of tireless work from the first shovel being put into the ground, the team was now completing the final details for the completion of the Munoz family home. There was a buzz on the worksite and in the Alotenango neighborhood. Friends, family, and local community members came out to witness the last few steps of the project. Curious speculation began when an alien-looking system of panels and black wires were lifted atop the roof. When the locals were told that these panels would be able to produce free electricity, they had to come to witness it for themselves.
All right, so what we have here is we have the solar panel up on top, right? So basically these two wires are going to come down into here and they'll get routed through this box right here, which will tell you how much battery life you have and how much charge you're drawing to get from the solar panel to charge these batteries, right? If I did everything right, once we plug this in, it should be that these lights may or may not come on.
It was the pinnacle of hard work. It was the project's moment of truth.
Okay, so
in the name of all of the family, he says thank you for all the help that they received to all of you guys. Yeah.
They reached their goal. For them, it was the end of their journey. But really, it was just the beginning.
I think that was just a really cool moment when the lights came on. It's just that sigh of relief and that feeling of accomplishment as a whole group. It's just, it felt amazing seeing what we all did together for that family.
You really realize how blessed you are, and that's one thing I took away from the entire experience, Jet. You know, I'm so blessed beyond belief, and there are so many things I take for granted, and things that I think I really respect a lot more now that I've been back from the trip.
But when I got back, I just had this different feeling of confidence about me. It was almost like I had a better understanding of myself. I had a better understanding of just, of just the world that we live in. Just seeing, the different cultural differences. For some reason, I just felt differently about myself.
I know now what I want to do, and it's this kind of work. I want to be able to connect with others that don't come from the same background as I do.
We helped this family. We changed their lives. You know, we did something really good on our spring break, but I know that we got just as much, if not more, out of it than the family that got the house built for them.
All I wanted to do was be like, no, thank you. Like, you guys gave us one of the greatest gifts, and it's literally carried with me, and it will always be with me, and I don't think they realized that, and so I felt a little selfish in that sense.
That was definitely, it was shocking, because I didn't expect that from them. You know, I thought, like I said, we were out there to give them something, but for them to do that, it made the trip that much more special.
I know for the group that, this Beavers Without Borders group who got to go down there, I know that every single person who came back is a changed person, and they're changed for the better.
In every aspect of life, like you think about it, like in practice, you think about, stuff getting hard. It's not that hard anymore. It's simple. It's not life and death.
As football players, we have a very large team, that's a lot of us, so we're obviously not going to be as close as a small basketball team or something like that. And I feel like that group that went to Guatemala is kind of like my basketball team.
It was amazing, and from that point you knew something special was going to happen. Just that car ride, that first car ride, you knew that we had a special group.
I had preconceived notions with maybe generational stuff, but watching the athletes drop their guard and also drop their stereotypes and just be real with each other was one of the biggest delights.
Sport,
sport is not just scoring a touchdown or spiking a ball or shooting on goal. It's more about those that are around you and the process of getting to that point in time. And I think this is a great illustration of that.
So I think it changed them into what I feel are more confident and grounded individuals. They're all very smart on their own. And I also think it just created more of the challenge just stretched them in ways that they're going to realize forever.
Without walls, you show yourself. World 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 without walls, you show yourself. Show yourself. World without walls, you show yourself.